How can I make an iPhone mockup? So this is a very common question that I receive and received many times. And today you are in for a special treat because we are not only going to create a mockup for iPhone, but we are also going to learn how to use Figma and how to design properly. So let's begin with Figma, which in my humble opinion is the greatest platform for designers because you can totally create the mockup that you need from scratch to wireframe to prototype to final prototype that can actually be used on your device. So it is everything that a digital product might need in the design process. Figma is totally free and you can upgrade to business plan if you need it. You'll find all the references in the pricing page, but for what we are going to do today, you won't have to pay anything. You can go to the Figma website and access and create your account, and the moment that you enter with your login, you will find yourself in the homepage where you'll be able to see two main buttons in your draft folder. One of them will be for design files and one will be for FigGem files. So today we're going to use the first one and we'll click on the Figma file button. Okay, so the moment that we open our first Figma file, you will find yourself in the main page. There will be few important part of the layout of Figma. We'll have the tools in this section and you'll be able to change the name of your page. For example, today we're gonna make a login page, and then we'll have two columns, one for the pages. Your file can have multiple pages, so you can subdivide the material and assets in different areas, and also everything that you will create will be listed in this same column. And at the same time, in the left column, you're going to see the parameters of what you're going to edit in your design. So for example, today we're gonna make an iPhone screen. So what we're going to do is to press A and on your keyboard, and Figma will list different layout that you can select from, and we're going for the iPhone 14 and 15 Pro. Okay, so Figma will create this empty canvas that will be our main background for the mockup. Next, we're going to find our reference. So I usually go on mobbing.com, which is an amazing platform in case you are looking for some inspiration. Mobbing technically map out apps. So basically you will find all the different screens of the app that you might want. For example, there is even Duolingo or socials. There are different categories. You can search by your favorite or technically what you're looking for, and the moment that you find it, you can copy and place it in your design file. So what we are going to do today is to replicate a sign-in page, and I found this one from 5 Minute Journal. I'll link in the description down below the link so you can download also this same screenshot. We're going to save it, we're going to copy it, and we'll go to our Figma file and paste our image. So now we're going to scale it, and in the right column we are going to lock the dimension of width and height, and we'll change the dimension to the same size of our canvas that we have. Now we are going to also align the height because we have the mobbing banner, so we're going to scale it and remove this by simply dragging the image from the lower corner to the same size that we need. And we are basically done to place the reference of the mockup inside the Figma file. Next, we're going to need some assets from the Apple design system, which is the library of all the assets that made the iPhone, for example, the iPhone. So we're going to the community page of Figma. You will find this button in the upper section of the window, and we'll search for Apple. You should be able to see the iOS and iPadOS UI kit, which we are going to open in Figma. You will see there are many pages inside this file, but we won't need to do anything in particular. We'll just have to find a page where we see the mockup of the iPhone to grab one of the main bars that we need to place in our design. This bar is actually the bezels. We'll remove the bezels and we're going to take the status bar, because we know that in the upper area of our iPhone we have the time and also the battery state and the Wi-Fi connection, for example. So we're going to copy this asset and we're going to place them inside our canvas. In case we won't be able to see them, is because the color is set to white, so we're going to detach it by clicking on this button, and we're going to set to 000, which is the main black color, and it will automatically adapt also to transparent elements such as the corner radius of the battery icon. So now we're going to build our skeleton. Basically, what we are going to do is to, first of all, apply the same color of the background of our reference. So we're going to click our I key. So we'll find ourselves with a different pointer, which is the color picker, and we're going to hover the reference image, and we'll see that it will give us a different X color code, and we're going to select it, and our background will change immediately. Now we'll go to write the texts, and by clicking on the keyboard the T key, we're going to have the text function. Otherwise, you can find it in the toolbar, and we'll start writing down all the different labels that we have inside the mockup. So the signing title, we're going to add the subtitle, and you can actually stretch it. Don't worry about the text style, the text size. We're going to fix them in a moment. So right now we're going to start writing for the signing buttons and all the different labels that we need. And the moment that we complete it, also the I need a new account button and the terms of use and privacy policy, we're going to find ourselves with all the labels that we need inside this layout. Now we're going to block the status bar of the iPhone, because we don't want it to move in case we start moving elements around the layout. So what we're going to do is to lock it. And if we go to the right column, we're going to see that by hovering the status bar, we'll have two icons, one with an eye that will allow you to hide and show elements inside the scene, and also a lock and unlock icon that will help us to block the element and keep it fixed in that position. So now we are going to adapt our text to replicate the same reference. So we're going to move the text, for example, for the sign in, and we're going to increase the size. We're going to move it over the title, and we're going to adapt the size and also change the text style. So for example, for this reference, we can use the Times New Roman text style, and we'll go to adapt. We'll change also the letter spacing, which is, as the name says, the space between letters, and we can decrease it to better replicate the same layout of the reference. And the same process, we're going to use it for the subtitle. We're going to change the size, we're going to change the text style and the letter spacing, and the same will be for the other elements in the scene. Also, we can change the alignment of the subtitle. As we can see in the reference, it is centered, so we're going to select the small icon for centered text. Next, we're going to apply the color, the same color that we have for the reference. So we're going to always to use the I key on our keyboard. We'll have our pointer with the color picker and update the color in our mockup. Next, we'll have our buttons to create. So for our buttons, as we can see, we have different colors, same shape, but different icons. So right now we don't have our icons, and we are going back to the community page, and we can search for social icons. I usually use the file from Mads Egmos that has social media icons already scaled for 88 for 88 pixels, so you don't have to scale them too much. So we open it as a new file, and we're going to select the Apple icon, the Google icon, Facebook icon, and we're going to place them inside our mockup. So now that we have them, we're going to apply them to our text. And for this interaction, we're going to use the Autolayout. So Autolayout is a specific feature that Figma has and that helps designers to align elements in the scene, elements in the mockup according to specific rules and spacing. So we're going to use as a first time, we're going to see this feature in the next episode in a deeper and more studied way. So in order to apply the auto layout to our text and icon, we're going to select the Alt A on the keyboard, and we'll see that our elements will snap to a specific alignment. And we have this box in the right column that will specify and describe the current alignment of the layout. So we're going to add a background which will be a dark background for designing with Apple. We're going to stretch it and center our elements. We're going to decrease the size of our icon because we don't want it to be too big. We want it to have like a minimal size that fits our text. And then we're going to make a spacing of 14 pixels vertically, and also increase the rounded corners too. So we're going to apply all these rules to the rest of the buttons, and the final result would be similar to this. So you can pause the video and do it yourself and see and apply the same rules to see how the rest of the buttons comes up. One of the things that I wanted to see with you is how we can add the email icon, which I usually take from the San Francisco Symbols app. I use a MacBook to design and with Figma, so I also have access to this library, but there are many icons library online and for free, so you can totally download every icon that you want. I'll link down below the San Francisco symbol link so you can download it for a macOS user. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys is how we can apply a shadow, because we can see that inside our reference mockup, the signing with Google has some sort of shadows, it has some sort of layering that other buttons don't have. We're going to select our signing with Google and also go to the right column and apply the effect. Figma will give us drop shadows as default, but we don't want this kind of shadow because it is too strong. So we're going to select the sun small icon, and we're going to make it smoother. So we're going to change the opacity from 25 to 15, and also increase the blur, so how the shadow expand over the background to value of 15. So we did our buttons, and now we have the final touch with the I need a new account, which has a smaller text size and also different color background from the rest of them, which is similar to email and password. And also we're going to fix our terms and use and privacy policy labels. So when we complete these steps, we'll add our final touch. So we're going back to the iOS and iPadOS UI kit to finally take the home indicator, which is an essential element that every iPhone mockup should have. So we're going to copy and paste it inside our mockup, and then we can finally start our prototype. So Figma allows you to create like a visual test of your mockup by using the prototype feature. The moment that we select in the settings the bezels and the color of the model of the iPhone, we can click on the play button in the upper right corner, and we'll see finally our mockup in the iPhone bezels. So here it is. This is your mockup finally created using Figma and learning some tips on how to use it. I hope you created an incredible first iPhone mockup, and if you want to send your mockup to us, you can DM on Instagram or write down in the comment down below how you felt about this tutorial. We're going to make more of them so you can learn more on tips and how to design properly your mockups. So we're going to make more tutorial and you will learn more features, more tips, more shortcut, and how to enhance and enrich your design. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.